everyone. Welcome back to Dawn and Dreams. It is Priestess of the African River Eagle, aka
Let's
Ms.Z
recap
on
some
this
of
channel.
my predictions
If you
for
would, please make sure that
2023.
you like and subscribe. The New Year reading, but this is going to be for just the predictions. This didn't come from cards. This didn't come from the shells. This is just straight premonitions and visions, okay? So let's go ahead and get started. All right, for the first vision, Spirit says, and excuse me, I'm a little hoarse, so if you hear me pacing myself, I'm trying to talk as loud as I can. All right. Spirit says that it will be exposed that people are eating animals they shouldn't be, okay? And in this vision, I saw like some butchers who looked like they were eating just chicken, but they were also looking at my my dog. I had a dog in the vision as a meal. Now, it doesn't mean that, you know, people, well, some parts of the world, they're probably eating dog, but it's just a message. It's just a metaphor, okay? So this year it will be exposed. In 2023, people are eating a lot of things that they shouldn't be. And we've seen this happen when the Big C came out. Well, it was said that it came from people eating bats and things like that. So I'm not sure about that, but this is just something that Spirit is like, you know, bringing to our attention, that people are eating animals, sacred animals that should not be ate, okay?
China have rescued more than 1,000 cats from being slaughtered and sold as pork or mutton, state-affiliated media report. Acting on a tip from animal welfare activists, police intercepted the truck that was carrying the felines in the eastern city of Zhangjiagang.
Japan has plenty of vending machines that sell just about anything that fits in the space, from toys to cake in a can. But this one, that recently opened near Tokyo, sells a rare and divisive product: whale meat. Specifically, whale sashimi, whale bacon, whale blubber, whale steak, and canned whale meat. It's a new marketplace for Japanese whaling operators struggling to promote the food that has long been seen as a controversy rather than a delicacy. There are already 3 locations, and the company hopes to expand the business to 100 more across Japan over the next 5 years. Japan resumed commercial whaling in July 2019. That ended 31 years of what it called research whaling, which was criticized by conservationists as a cover for commercial hunts banned by the International Whaling Commission in 1988.
Spirit says it's a community of people. So I don't know if this is like a tribe. I don't know if this is like a certain area, but it will be exposed this year. Okay, Spirit says. All right, moving on. Spirit says beware of the Tic Tac, okay? A small pill-like drug, all right? Let's see. These drugs could be dangerous to children and young. It makes you feel really good. I see many people coming to get it. And it might be used, some people might use it to help them focus or something like that. So there's like this new drug that's going to come out, but it's like a Tic Tac. It's like a small pill. That's what Spirit says. There's going to be a small pill that comes out, small like a Tic Tac, and I see kids taking it like on the bus, passing it around. So be aware of that, because it could be very dangerous to the youth. It could be dangerous to anybody, really, but Spirit is speaking about that.
Us have found out from the news and through social media that this tragic events that have unfolded.
Shock and awe as the community of Carrollton, Texas grieves over the deaths of 3 students, dead after taking pills laced with fentanyl, according to a newly unsealed federal court document. The school district hosting a meeting Thursday night to educate parents on the lethal drug, with parents like Christina Pena.
This is my daughter, Angelina Rogers.
She says Angelina thought she was taking oxycodone to manage pain from endometriosis. She'd later learn those pills her daughter was taking were laced with fentanyl.
I never expected this. You know, my daughter, she didn't like drugs. She didn't associate, really with drugs.
Earlier this week, Luis Navarrete and Magali Mejia Cano were arrested, accused of selling the fentanyl-laced pills to teen drug dealers, according to the court documents. Federal authorities say the fentanyl ended up being sold to students at a local high school and 2 local middle schools. Investigators found there have been 10 instances of students ages 13 to 17 overdosing on fentanyl in the Carrollton area since September.
I'm angry. I'm heartbroken for the families that have lost children. And I've just got so many mixed emotions because I feel like this should have got.
Show it to me, I have to say it, whether it's general knowledge or not. Okay. So Spirit showed me an earthquake. Spirit showed me parking. Well, that's irrelevant. I'm not going to say that part. Maybe I'll just post it in my story. But basically, when the earthquake came, I saw sunken cars, excuse me. So basically, it hit so hard that, I don't know, some cars were going in. Let's see. I'll have to dig into that one a little bit more, because this one I feel like can be prevented. Not necessarily the earthquake, but accidents happening. This one seems like you can kind of get away from it, because I've talked about parking away, you know, being away from things. So I'll probably go over that on Instagram, but it is something that can be prevented. Okay. Let's move on. But there's going to be big changes after this earthquake. So maybe it damages a lot of things, but there's going to be some changes after the earthquake happens.
Just on the earthquake, but nearly a week after the disaster, survivors are still being found buried in the rubble. World News Tonight anchor David Muir is live in Turkey with more on these remarkable rescues. Good morning, David.
Lindsay, good morning. And we are witnessing at this hour an unimaginable and heartbreaking scene unfolding here behind me in Adana, Turkey. Take a look over my shoulder here, and you can see the search and rescue teams who have been working around the clock here. This used to be a 17-story apartment building, and what they have done just moments ago is something, sadly, we have learned means they have found another body. They are now holding a blanket up, a show of respect for these lives lost as they find one after another here throughout the earthquake zone. The story across Turkey and Syria this morning, more than 21,000 dead, and yet still the miracles.
This morning here on the ground in Turkey, unimaginable devastation as far as the eye can see. Overnight, we witnessed volunteers and workers painstakingly clearing rubble brick by brick, hoping for life, but increasingly finding heartbreak.
But not least, be careful letting strangers stay in your home. They will get comfortable and not be able to make enough money to leave. Okay. We are in an interesting economy right now. Okay. There's a lot of inflation everywhere. A lot of people are going from check to check. Even some of the people who, we think have more money than us. A lot of people are going from check to check. Now, I'm not saying kick your family members out and don't allow them to stay with you. I'm not saying don't give a lending hand. What I'm saying is, in 2023, just be a little weary of letting strangers like friends and things like that, other than just like friends and people we don't know like that. But I wouldn't assume a person would let someone they don't know stay with them. But Spirit is speaking on that. They just say strangers, like just people that you don't know well. Be careful, because Spirit says they will not make enough money to leave your home. They will be in a cycle. You'll tell them, you can stay here for 30 days, get back on your feet. This could be in one of your colleagues or something like that. It could be, somebody you met from high school. They just need a place to stay. But I'm telling you, it can get to a point where they're not going to make enough money to leave. Okay. All right, so that is it for my New Year prediction.